Hi everyone, it's Kate. I was supposed to look like a zombie, but I just look really tired. So, pretend I look zombie-esque, okay? So, I watched all three zombie movies. I was going insane by the end of the third one. The first one's about zombies, right? The second one is about werewolves. The third one, you're like, oh, maybe it's about like vampires or something similar. The third one is about aliens. I got hot. Let's get into the first movie. So, our two main characters are Zed and Addison. Zed is a zombie, Allison is a popular girl, a human girl. Human. And the whole story is basically like High School Musical, Grease, The Outsiders, Teen Beach Movie, Descendants, Geek Charming, Segregation. So it's kind of like being like, hey, I know we're like different and we did kind of like not let you into our schools, but like maybe we could, but like we all still hate you, by the way. And then the zombies are like, okay, let's go to school, and then everyone hates them. Until there's one that people start liking, and they're like, okay, maybe they're not like monsters. They're monsters, but not monsters. It's a very weird metaphor for racism and stuff. Maybe we shouldn't equate that to like zombies. So basically, we find out that zombies have these wristbands that are called Z-bands, which help them not want to eat people. So it gives them like soothing stuff to make them not want to kill and eat people. Which it's like, if they have this, why don't they just like do like a chip in their brain or something? Because it's like they're wearing their bands, and it's like, how about we just, I don't know, implant them with this calming chip or something? Like, I feel like that's safer. All of the zombie students are going to the Seabrook High, which is the first year that they've ever been able to attend real, like, human school that's not zombies. So it's a very big deal and it's very exciting. So our main character, Zed, he is like the funny, cheerful guy who's trying to make everything cool and okay. They go to school, but everyone hates them. So they're like forced to work in the basement of the school with one teacher who was a janitor beforehand. He's a zombie, and they're not allowed to come out of the basement. Z is like, nah, girl, I want to be on the football team, and they're not letting me, so I'm gonna go and like talk to someone about it. So he leaves, and then they pull this like trigger, and it's like, there's a zombie invasion, everyone run. But it's like, babe, if you're going to school with zombies, there are probably gonna be zombies there. But he's like, oh, I should hide because there are alarms and people are chasing me. So he hides in a zombie containment like room. It's like, it's just a door. It's like a zombie could walk in, and he does. But then Addison also runs into this room because it's like you're supposed to run and hide from zombies in one of these like zombie hiding rooms. It's like a tornado shelter sort of. But it's like y'all were all in your classrooms. Y'all left when the alarm went off. Like, I'm just thinking of like a school shooter scenario. You guys hide in your classrooms. You don't get out and run in the halls and then go to another room to hide in. Those two are the only ones in there, and they're like talking, and then he's like, oh, I'm Zed, and she's like, I'm Addison, and they're like talking, but then the lights like turn on, and she's like, ah, zombie, and slaps him across the face.
All clear.
She's like, oh, a zombie's not trying to kill me. Okay. She's very nice. Throughout the movie, we find out that she is like a very sweet person. She's a cheerleader, but she's not that cheerleading bitch. Okay. Addison's cousin named Bucky is the cheer captain, and he's really not a good person. He hates change. He hates zombies. He's the cheer captain, and he wants to keep it that way. He is super strict with who's on the cheer team. And we also find out that Addison has white hair, but she wears a wig because it's different and weird. Throughout the movie, she's like, I'm weird and different. Zed, I understand you because I have white hair. And it's like, babe, people hate him and want him dead, pretty much. They want to kick him out of the school. You have white hair, girl. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Because even he's like, yeah, like I'm not like accepted. And she's like, yeah, I feel that. I'm sorry, she needed attention. Hi. So, where was I? Yeah, so she has white hair. And she acts like it's like the worst. Oh. Do I get off? Okay. She's so heavy. I'm sorry. they are like getting closer, but her cousin Bucky knows about her white hair and is like, if we're friends with him, your hair might get out there. And it's like, you dork, you loser. At a pep rally, Zed's Z-band malfunctions and he turns slight zombie mode, and then he pushes a few people, like on accident, because he's just trying to help his friend who's scared of fire. But he hits a couple of the football team players, and then the coach is like, whoa, this boy is strong. And no one knows that he messed up his Z-band because that's like illegal. And his like demands are like, my friends can sit in the cafeteria and we can have like full integration in the school, which is not that big of a deal. But the principal's like, if you help us win all the games, then I'll think about it. And it's like, you are such a little hater. How dare you? So he's like doing really good on the football team, but after a while his Z-band thing is making him hurt, because switching it back and forth is really difficult for him, because it's like he's like calm whenever it's working, and then like they turn it to like half working, so he's like partial zombie once again. And he and Addison are dating in secret, but she slowly is doing more stuff to be like, zombies aren't bad, but she's not being outwardly being like, we're dating. So then Addison and Zed go to like a zombie rave, and the dancing, there is so much dancing. I'm in zombie land. I'm in zombie land. And none of it is good. I was like, oh, whoa, there's more. There's more. There's more. This is so crazy. Oh my gosh. After this, Addison gets in trouble because she was like out late. Her parents don't know that she was with zombies, because if they were, they'd kill her probably. But they're like, yo, where were you? And she was like, I was with a boy. And they're like, we should meet this boy. You can't do cheer until we meet him. Her whole life is completely around cheer. Like, everything she cares about is cheer, pretty much. And her parents are like, well, you can't do it unless, you know, we don't meet this boy, which is crazy. It's like, yeah, I get that you want to meet your kid's partner, but at the same time, you can't be like, I'm taking away the one thing that you love. So, sorry. It's crazy. So Zed turns fully human form, so he looks like a human boy. Her parents love him because they're like, he's a human and he plays football. That's so cool, and that's all we care about. They go to the homecoming game. He is playing really well, but then some of the cheer squad members find out that he's altering his Z-band to make him like that. So if we make him fully zombie, then everyone's gonna hate him again, and everyone's gonna hate zombies again. They do that. He becomes fully zombie, and his two friends, who are also at the game, become fully zombie. So the three of them are like chasing the people around. Zed almost kills Bucky, Addison's cousin, but he doesn't. I wish he did, though. That would've been awesome. Their Z-bands go back to normal after a second, and they get taken away, and then Addison is like, y'all suck. Like, you guys are, like, thinking of them as monsters, blah, 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 blah. She rips off her hair, and she has a wig on, and everyone's like, she's a freak. She's a freak. She has blonde hair. She has white hair. She's a freak. And it's like, oh my gosh. Is it that big of a deal? No, it's not. It's just hair. Addison and a few other people in the school are like, we actually like zombies, whatever. Bucky kicks everyone who likes zombies off of the cheer, and they go to state competition, and they're sucking because they don't have enough people. But then all of a sudden, Zed's younger sister hops on stage and helps them do the cheer competition. Everyone boos them, which is so funny. And they boo this little girl. She's like 6, maybe. It's so funny. I'm so sorry, but I was laughing so hard. Like, they're booing this little girl.
Let's go see the cheer!
Get off the stage, zombie!
But then Zed and Allison, who happen to meet up there, go. Because the zombies are not, like, exiled out of the town, but, like, socially they are. So then the zombies help them, and they win the cheer competition because it's the zombies and the humans who hate zombies all cheering together. That's the end of the movie. They all are like, okay, we don't hate zombies anymore. So now zombies 2. More like zombie poo. So then, zombies 2, we find out that there are werewolves. And the whole movie is basically like the first one, just with werewolves being the villains. They're in like a school bus and it crashes, and then they like see werewolves, and the werewolves see Addison. So if they see Addison, they don't say anything to her, but everyone's like, oh, they're werewolves. We thought they were extinct, blah, 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 blah. And then they all have like a city town meeting. They're like, all the rules are back in place. So no zombies, monsters, whatever can go to Prawn, which is prom. And he was wanting Addison to go with him. So they can't go together, which is so crazy. It's like, just write a new rule that says werewolves can't come to school. But the werewolves do come to school. So Zed decides to run for class president. Bucky is also running for class president because Zed wants to have the monster laws repealed. Which it's like, I don't think a class president can do that. All they do is like make a speech at like pep rallies and stuff. The werewolves are coming into town because they need their moonstone back because they have necklaces that have like a little stone on them and that is their life force. Like if they don't have it, they'll die. So they're trying to find the actual moonstone. It's just like a big rock. Zed is trying to get the werewolves to vote because they're the swing vote apparently. Because they're like, all the humans are gonna vote for Bucky. Not to be mean, but these songs in these movies are so bad. Like, I skipped some of them because I'm like, this is so stupid and it's so silly. And they just keep howling. Like, stop it. I know you're a werewolf, but please stop. Please stop. I don't like it.
We're in this pack for life.
The werewolves meet Addison and they're like, hey girl, we think you might be a werewolf. And she's like, oh, cool. Because she doesn't feel like she fits in because she has white hair. And I'm gonna, like, this annoys me so much because it's like, you have white hair, girl. You are like equating yourself to being like a discriminated against group because you have a different hair color. So then they give her a moonstone. She's like, okay, cool. And she tells them where the moonstone is, like the big one, because they have little ones. And there's this huge one that will give them more power so they can stay alive, which is at a power plant. Zed knows that Addison has a necklace and he's like, and he takes it and then he loses the presidency because the moonstone causes him to go full zombie mode because it messes with the Z-band because werewolves, or at least their moonstones, have the ability to like mess with tech, which is so weird. I don't know why they have that as like one of their special abilities. It's like, dog, you're a wolf. I don't think you need any other powers than that. All the werewolves go to the power plant and it's about to be destroyed, so they are fighting against like the people who are trying to destroy it, which is crazy. It's like they're just doing their jobs. And Addison gets her necklace back because Zed feels bad and tells her. She puts it on, she finds out she is not a werewolf. So she goes through the whole movie being like, I'm a werewolf. And at the end she's like, I guess I'm not. Sorry guys. It's so funny. The place gets demolished and then they're just like, oh, sorry about that. And then they all go to prawn, but then all of the zombies come to be like, hey, we're coming because even though you guys said that we're not allowed to, there's just still our school and stuff. So they go, Addison and him, I love you. And she's like, I love you too, Pookie. In the middle of prawn, the ground like explodes, like splits open and they find the moonstone down there. So they all go down there, including the werewolves, humans, and zombies. Cool. So they take it out. They're all better now. And everyone returns back to prawn and have a good day good night. But at the very end, it shows that Addison's hair glows whenever like a meteor passes by, so it's like hinting that she's otherworldly. Now on to the third one. Yay! Last one. Zombies 3. Zombies 3. So a UFO comes down in the middle of like them about to go to a game, and there's a college scout there, so he's like, shit, like these aliens are fucking messing up my chances. But the aliens beam down, they're actually very friendly, which is sort of surprising because like both zombies and werewolves were like super hated, but they're just like, yeah, you can come to our school. So they're trying to find a map to their homeland and it's supposed to be with the most special thing in Seabrook. So they're like, but they don't tell people that. Instead they're like, we're here for cheer. So the werewolves don't like the aliens because they're very distrustful and they're like, they're gonna try to take our stuff, they're gonna try to take our moonstone, blah 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 blah. So then Zed is like very friendly to them because he's like, listen, I get it, how it feels to be different. They're like, okay, cool, can you tell us the most popular thing here and we'll help you get into college? And he's like, yes. So he's like, the moonstone, and they're like, okay, awesome. But then they scan the moonstone and they realize that it's not, the coordinates aren't there. So they're like, oh, Cheer Cup is really coveted because Seabrook is all about like cheer and shit. Zed is beamed up to the alien ship to help them figure out where they have to go. Addison is also accidentally beamed up. So then she's beamed up and then they see like a recording of the person being like, the most precious thing to me, blah 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 blah, you guys need to do it. Takes off the mask. It's Addison's grandma.
Grandma?
So crazy. So they're like, oh my gosh, this bitch an alien. That's why she has white hair. So they give Addison like a little chip being like, hey, Here you go. If you can like make this like float or whatever, then you're like an alien. She can't. So then they both leave the ship. Zed is nervous for his college interview. Then the college scout comes to Zed's house. Addison is there to make him feel better and like make him less nervous. But then Addison's alien powers mess with his zombie Z-band and make him zombie out, scaring the interviewer. But then she goes outside and sees that everyone's like cheering for him. So she's like, I'll think about it. And then Addison is talking to her mom, being like, did you know your mother is an alien? And she's like, yes, I did. And she's Bond. The day of the cheer meet comes. So then the werewolves find out what the aliens' real mission is, to take the cup and try to get coordinates to like their utopian planet. So then the aliens get disqualified from the cheer competition. So Addison is the only hope left to win, to grab the trophy. She gets the trophy because she's awesome. She gets it and she quickly runs out of the building, with Zed following and helping her, because they're like, we want these aliens to have a planet. They scan the cup. It's not there. So they're like, huh. So then they scan Addison, because they realize that Addison is the most precious thing to her grandma, which is very sweet. And she has the coordinates, like she's the coordinates. I don't know if it's like implanted in her DNA or what. And she's like, oh, awesome. Like you can just take them and then you can write it down and then you can leave. But they're like, no, like it's constantly changing. You have to come with us. So she's like, I have to go to an alien planet? And they're like, yes. So then these dumbasses, they decode the stuff and it finds out that their utopia is Earth. Where they just left. So they go back to Earth. It's so funny. Addison, like, she was literally like, bye guys, I might not never see you again. Then she's back a little while later being like, I'm back. Everything's back to normal. They graduate, they go to college, and that's the end of the movie. Well, we don't see them go to college, but obviously he was accepted. And that's the end of the movie. This one was, I would say, the least interesting, because like most of it is just being like, what do you mean these aliens are doing better than me in sports and they're doing better than me in school? That's not fair. Like it's like the aliens, but then they learn what competition is. They're like, okay, we're just gonna beat all these people, which is quite funny, but it just felt, I don't know, drawn on too long. It droned on. Oh, so that's the end. There's not really much to say. I didn't really like these movies. Like, they're fun, they're fine, but it just felt like each one was the exact same movie. Like, it was like, oh, there's a new species that we don't like and they're messing everything up, but then at the end we find out that they're not that bad. Like, I don't know, make it better. It's the same movie, just with different creatures. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, let me know. Like and comment and subscribe, because if you don't do that, then zombies will come and eat your brains. Okay, bye!